In the drop zone at the moment is Tsunoda Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo returning to Formula One, Zhou Guanyu, and this man who goes up to 14th to drop down Fernando Alonso into the bottom 5. Alonso, who has made Q3 at every single Grand Prix so far this year. Lando Norris goes into 2nd position. That is going to be Hülkenberg over the line. We're waiting for the Alfa Romeo of Zhou Guanyu, who is currently in 20th. That's a great lap when it counts for Zhou Guanyu to go up to 6th position. Sargent now on the brink of being eliminated. Can Daniel Ricciardo, who adores this place, return to Formula One and get through into the next part of qualifying? Here comes the answer. 10th fastest for Ricciardo to knock out Logan Sargent. Magnussen up to 6th again. Piastri is in the drop zone as it stands, but he's on for an improvement in lap time. He's going to be late over the line here. Alonso is also on for a personal best. This picture could yet change. Tsunoda with a superb time to go up to 5th position now. It's Ocon, Stroll, Piastri, Sargent and Alonso. We know Sargent is gone. Oscar Piastri gets up to 10th position, fights her way through, so now we focus on the Alpine of Ocon and the Aston Martin of Fernando Alonso. Here comes the blue Alpine of Ocon, who goes up to 12th position, and Hülkenberg is going out as well. So disappointment for Hülkenberg, who has been so quick with the old spec car. Alonso falls at the first hurdle. Fernando Alonso, who has made Q3 of every Grand Prix so far this year, is only 17th, and he is out in the first part of qualifying. That is an almighty shock. If you look at the rest of the season, Hülkenberg as well, along with Albon and Stroll, Sargent in 20th, but what a difficult session for Aston Martin. We are once again at that moment where you must find a faster lap time, or you are very likely to get knocked out. Trying to extract all of the speed across the line is Zhou Guanyu. Daniel Ricciardo has had his lap time deleted for track limits at turn number 9. The driver at risk at the moment is George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, both of whom are in the drop zone. Yuki Tsunoda has only made Q3 on one occasion since the Monaco Grand Prix. That 9th place gives him a chance at the moment. Bottas goes over the line. It's only 13th for him. Hamilton looks a threat today. He looks like he's in the mix. He's got the fastest first sector of anyone. That is the precarious turn 19 that he has negotiated well, and now he brings it to the last corner of the racetrack, chasing it through that final corner. Hamilton goes over the line. 3rd will see him through. The checkered flag is waving. At the moment, Tsunoda has booked his place in by 1,000th of a second, but there are still drivers behind improving. Russell and Ocon trying to move on. Russell gets to 9th position, and now Sergio Perez is looking over his shoulder at what Esteban Ocon can do. Ocon, who is at turn 19, will appear in your picture in a few moments' time. Ocon will go over the line. Here he is. Can he knock out? So no, he goes up to 5th position. So Ocon really happy with the handling of that Alpine. Alpine in 5th and 7th, and Sergio Perez is able to go through into the next part of qualifying by 18,000ths of a second. Tsunoda out, Zhou out, along with Bottas, Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo, who had his time deleted. The sun ever lower in the sky, in the driver's eye line. That is right to the brink. And the final corner of the racetrack, time to beat 1:35.0 for Max Verstappen. And we go to contender number 2, Charles Leclerc, who is faster in the middle sector.
Yeah, reasonable chunk as well in that middle sector, so it'll all come down to how he's played out the final part of the lap, and across the line it's enough right now.
It's enough by 2.5 of a second. Charles Leclerc goes to provisional pole position. Lando Norris across the line and into P3. We've yet to see the push laps from those contenders behind, including Lewis Hamilton. Here's the man who was on pole position at this circuit 1 year ago. The man from Madrid, Carlos Sainz, behind his teammate and into P3. Here's Oscar Piastri, the Australian driver, the star of Qatar, last time out behind his teammate. He's been ahead of Lando Norris in 4 of the last 6 sessions, but he's behind Lando Norris after the first run in Q3, And Hamilton is going very well in the middle part of the lap as we focus on George Russell. Esteban Ocon has gone into 6th position. Perez is setting a time on the board, and Hamilton is up on Charles Leclerc. So this is going to be a real lap of contention. We'll follow one Mercedes over the line. That's a great lap time from Pierre Gasly. He's gone P4. Where can Russell go? He goes behind the Alpine, and now Hamilton has 2 corners to go. Can he put himself into position? First of all, Sergio Perez goes into P5, and Lewis Hamilton now looking to try and take provisional pole position, looking to take it up through the gears to the line. His teammates had his time deleted. It's not enough in the final sector, and it's Charles Leclerc who heads the field after run 1. What a battle for pole position we are seeing here.
Well done there. 1% in the last corner.
There you go. They weren't pushing at the same time. That is Checo, Sergio Perez, starting his push lap. The man on provisional pole, looking for the real thing. Charles Leclerc takes it further up the road. It's a 1:34.7. Can Hamilton, Verstappen, or his teammate find a response? Lando Norris goes to the front row. Lando Norris finds a time that got him close, and so that is a great effort to take the step forward when it matters. What about the world champion, though? Clinging on to track limits through turn 19. Sainz went over the line in 4th. Can Max Verstappen fight his way to the front row? Can he fight his way to pole position? He can! By 5 thousandths of a second! He clawed it back with a mighty final sector. It is Verstappen ahead of Charles Leclerc on the front row at the moment. Ocon is trying to force himself through. Verstappen's time is deleted for track limits at turn 19. We said he was hanging on to it. Verstappen will fall down to 5th. Charles Leclerc back in position to take pole, and Hamilton has had an ordinary middle sector of the lap. Hamilton is on at the moment to improve, but it might not be for pole. At the moment, it's Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. Sergio Perez is up to 8th. This is the final corner at the end of the runs in qualifying for the US Grand Prix. Hamilton to the line. He can't do it. He can't do it. He stays in 3rd. And George Russell, can he aid the Mercedes team now and fling the car forward? Up to 5th he goes. Charles Leclerc kept it within the white lines.
Okay, and P1. Let's go! That was a good lap.
Charles Leclerc at the front of the field for the 3rd time this season. Lando Norris will join him on the front row for the 3rd time this season. And then Lewis Hamilton signs in 4th. Then Russell, the big story, Max Verstappen, he will start in P6. Then it's Gasly ahead of his teammate Esteban Ocon, and Sergio Perez in 9th, ahead of Oscar Piastri in 10th position. Yuki Tsunoda missed out on Q3 by 0.02 of a second. It was very close between Tsunoda and Zhou on the timing page, 0.01 of a second between those two. Then it was Bottas, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Albon, Stroll, and Sargent